Feeling inspired by hosts Ron and Tyler? This episode of the MovieBuffs Podcast is brought to you by the YouTube workout channel Time to Train Fitness. With all things YouTube, it's free. Jump into a bar class, crank out a cycling workout, or pump out a strength session. Everything you need to work out for free at home. Check out the description and subscribe today.
Hello and welcome to the MovieBuffs Podcast. My name is Tyler Valencia, your host for this instant reaction episode. Now, I just saw last night Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. So this is a spinoff of the Knives Out movie that came out in 2019 from Rian Johnson. Now, this one, I'm going to admit, it was one that I was doubtful of, but really I wanted to see it because of the story, and I've been impressed in the past by the director Rian Johnson. With this one, it is actually in theaters right now. So as I'm recording this, I saw this last night. It is November 26th, and it's in theaters for 1 week. So you can see it in theaters for 1 week, and it's going to go to Netflix on December 23rd, which is why I wanted to do this episode. As the holiday season continues to roar on, you might have some time to watch a movie and stream a movie, and this might be a great one to watch with some friends, some family, and I'll get to my recommendation of who maybe this might be for, because there might be an audience that you don't want to watch it with if you're with the rest of your family. But this one, it's fun. And in this episode, I'm going to go over a couple items. I'm going to keep it spoiler free. I really want to try to get people to go watch it and then hopefully come back and share their opinion of the movie. Now, I'm going to start with my feelings of when this was announced. I remember I saw a tweet, I think it was from Rotten Tomatoes, and it was kind of announcing the cast. It has a rather large cast, and I'm going to get to the cast in a bit, but I was like, did it really? Did Knives Out really warrant a spinoff? And don't get me wrong, Knives Out is great, and I'm going to talk more about that in a bit, in the story and the connection, all that kind of stuff. But I was a little hesitant. I was a little weary of what it would be, and kind of that thought of, man, they just give money to anybody in Hollywood. But Rian Johnson, he's made some great movies, some that are debatable, but I'll talk about that in a second as well. But I wasn't sure if the character really warranted a spinoff. Now, segueing to the director, Rian Johnson, it's Rian, not Rian. That's how I've always looked at it. And I'm not going to lie. Before recording this episode, I actually went on Google just to get my pronunciations down with the character, the cast, and the director, Rian Johnson, because I wasn't 100% sure. I've seen his name. I know what movies he makes, but it's just spelled weird. Ryan, come on. And I will always hold a grudge for The Last Jedi. This isn't about The Last Jedi. This isn't about Star Wars. It's about Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. And, but you might know him better from maybe Looper. That was one of his bigger hits that got him a lot of attention. I remember, whether it was Twitter or it was on YouTube, people talking about Looper, and it made me want to go watch it. And it's a different futuristic sci-fi movie, and it has some good twists in it. The big thing with Looper is how they made Joseph Gordon-Levitt look like Bruce Willis. Very interesting technique and reasoning for it. But I'm not going to give away that movie as we're not talking about that now. But with Rian Johnson, I'm going to give him a ton of props for that man can write a script, and he can definitely move a camera. That's one of the things that I look for. I'm not really into the most advanced techniques, but as I have become more versed in cameras, lighting, stuff of that nature, I'm still a very beginner level in my opinion, but being able to watch how somebody moves a camera, moves a story, and if it's smooth enough, and I've talked about this in podcasts that Ron and I have done, with sometimes in a movie or even a show, directors try to get too cute. They get too cute, and small little segue here was, if you've ever watched a series, a TV series, there's always that one episode that's kind of like an indie or just too weird. It doesn't fit. And I laughed because I was looking at Rian Johnson's filmography, and he actually did the Fly episode of Breaking Bad, and that's that episode for that whole series. That is just so weird, and it doesn't fit, and it's almost annoying. And when I go back and rewatch that series, I actually skip over that episode because it's so annoying to watch. But I laughed because of that fact. And but anyways, he can move a camera, and it's definitely apparent in this movie. Just the way that the cast moves, the camera moves, everything just flows together. And so I really give him a ton of props because he won me back over after I had so much hate for him with The Last Jedi. But with going with Knives Out to Glass Onion, man, it's just so fascinating to see how all those pieces work together. And I'm going to talk about the story a little bit more, but that's just a little bit about the director, Rian Johnson, and some of the past movies that he's done. This cast, it's packed. I mean, we got Dave Bautista, Edward Norton, Kathryn Hahn. We have Janelle Monae. We have, of course, Daniel Craig. And with it, Kate Hudson's in as well, Leslie Odom Jr., this cast, it's a big cast, and there is at no point you're like, oh, wow, that person's not really in it. Everybody is in it, and you get a lot of little cameos in it as well, like Kareem's in it, Serena, Hugh Grant, Ethan Hawke just makes this random appearance in it. Again, these are not really spoilers. You could go on IMDb, you could see these things, and it's not like I'm telling you something that's going to ruin the mystery of it, but it's a big cast, and that was also another hesitation for me. If I think back to Dave Bautista, I like Dave Bautista, and I like when he's in Marvel movies. I like Edward Norton. He's made some straight to HBO Max ones that have kind of not been my favorite, but some of his older movies, I'm a big fan of. Kathryn Hahn, comedian actress, and I mean, she's made some interesting ones as well, but I was hesitant just because of that interesting ensemble. But really, when I think about the other cast members, after watching it, walking away with it, oh my goodness, Janelle Monae. This actress, she just demands your attention on screen. And her character, there's a great twist in it that you'll see once you watch the movie. And how it comes across, it doesn't come across as sloppy, in my opinion. And she's just a phenomenal actress. If we go to now the main character, Daniel Craig, who plays Benoit Blanc, and if you go back to Knives Out, an interesting character. So he is a detective. He's not a police officer, but he is a hired private detective that solves mysteries. And of course, Daniel Craig, he has an accent, but he has a very Southern accent with this character, which is always fun to watch if you are a James Bond fan. Now watching him in this role, it's just fun to see him. And it just shows what a quality actor he is. I mean, I go back to some of his earlier stuff when you watch that kind of stuff and you think, wait, that's James Bond? Come on, that can't be the same person. But then you see him in things like Logan Lucky, Cowboys and Aliens, and it's really so fun to see him through the years because he's such a quality actor. He can do any role, and especially with this character, Benoit Blanc, it's a fun one. So cast, packed. Lots of great actors, actresses in this movie, and some of them are probably some of your favorites. So another reason right there to go watch it once it comes out, or if you get the chance to watch it in theaters, I would definitely take that opportunity. The only negative of watching it in the theaters, in my opinion, is I don't know if it's because it's from Netflix or just the AMC theaters, but oh my goodness, I felt like we had the longest amount of trailers going into the movie. I looked down at my time when we finally got to the opening sequence, and it was 20 minutes, but maybe it felt like the Avatar 2 trailer was 20 minutes long, but holy, just some awful movies coming out. But besides the point. Now, the story, and I kind of hinted at this before, very impressive, in my opinion, how Rian Johnson can literally show you what's going on and you will have no idea. He intertwines the story without you even knowing what's going on. And when he puts it in front of you later on, it's just so fun. It's fun to see, oh wait, I did see that before. Oh wait, and this happened in A Knives Out, and it happens again in Glass Onion. And it's not the same type of twist. This one, I didn't guess it at all. And when it does come to the reveal, you're like, oh man, why didn't I know that before? But it's just so impressive. There are similarities to the original. You have very distinct chapters of it. And I'll admit that even in the beginning chapter where it's real time and you're just going through it and you're like, oh man, when is this movie going to get going? But once it starts to turn on itself and he starts to bring everything forward to you, it just makes it more impressive in my opinion. And it's not a spoiler for me to say any of those things. Just stick with it in the beginning. You might watch the first 5-10 minutes and you're just trying to figure out what's kind of going on. Stick with it, because once all those things start to happen and he's showing you everything, it's just like it's a magician. It's a magician trick right there. He's literally showing you how he performed it all, and it's just fun in those aspects. So you get a lot of that same feeling that you got in A Knives Out. If you watch that movie, if you've seen it, I would definitely recommend that as well. And so that comes to my recommendation now with Glass Onion. I recommend it. It's fun. It's just fun to be able to watch it. I have said over the last month to my wife how I've just enjoyed going back to the movies. I enjoy the experience of it sitting in the theater. So if you have that opportunity, when this episode comes out in the MovieBuffs podcast, you might only have a few days to go watch it because, again, it's only going to be out for a week. But if you have it, go see it in the theaters. Get your popcorn, get your drink, get your snacks that you sneak in, all that kind of stuff. But if you're going to wait to December 23rd to watch it on Netflix, I would recommend probably not watching it with kids. Watch it with friends, family, because it does have some scenes that maybe are a little risque, maybe some language that you don't want them to hear, whatnot, but it pokes fun at a lot of stuff, and it's a fun movie to watch. You're definitely going to enjoy it after and be able to do some connections and talk with your family, friends, whoever you watched it with on their favorite parts and what you enjoyed on it. That has been my instant reaction of Glass Onion, A Knives Out mystery from director Rian Johnson. I hope you enjoyed it. Come back, let me know what you think. If you enjoyed it, what your favorite scene is, who your favorite character was or is, and let's talk about it. But until the next one, I'll see you then. Hey listeners, host Tyler Valencia here. I want to tell you about a product I wear every day and has been a game changer for my health. Naboso Performance Insoles. The Naboso line of insoles are recommended for waking up the feet when standing at work, enhancing foot awareness, and increasing foot stimulation. I personally wear the Duo insoles, which offer the highest level of stimulation, and I can't say enough positive things about them. I used to have foot pain after sitting at my desk, working away all day, and will make getting ready to work out a process and a half. Using these insoles has helped me, and if you want to give them a try, head to the link in the description and then come back to share your feedback with us.